Welcome, bats. Today, we delve into the powerful embrace of Ahimsa, the ancient principle of nonviolence, not just in the world around us, but within the shadowy corners of our own minds. In a world that's shrouded in noise and chaos, where self criticism claws at our confidence like a relentless beast, we've been conditioned to believe that self worth is a prize won only through endless achievement. But right here, in this sacred space that we've created, we're going to challenge that twisted notion. For today, we'll reclaim our power of self compassion, nurturing our souls with love that's fierce and unyielding, like the flames of a black candle burning in the dark. I want to invite you to imagine yourself walking through a dense, ancient forest at dusk, where the last rays of sunlight pierce the thick canopy above. The path ahead is uncertain. It's draped in moving shadows, and yet it calls to you, beckoning you to venture further and further. This is our journey, a descent into the heart of Ahimsa, where nonviolence towards oneself becomes a beacon, lighting our way through the darkness of self-doubt. Let's think back to the times when we've stumbled, when we felt the sting of failure or the weight of expectations we couldn't meet. How many times have you been your own worst enemy, letting your inner critic or bully even lash out with words that are sharper than any blade? Now imagine this. If instead of tearing yourself down, you offered yourself the same kindness you'd show a friend in pain. If your best friend, your siblings, or anyone close to you were spoken to in the way that your inner critic speaks to you, would you stand by, or would you stand up, ready to defend them with every bit of strength you've got? Now I want to ask you to recall a moment when you were hurting, physically or emotionally, and someone reached out with a gesture of kindness and comfort, a word of solace. How did that simple act shift your experience, even if just for a moment? Well, right now, we are going to be that person for ourselves. We're going to extend that same hand of kindness inward, offering our own souls the magic of understanding and compassion. As we move through our practice, let's honor the dark and the light within. When we encounter challenging poses or feel our focus slipping, let's remind ourselves that Ahimsa is about embracing our imperfections, treating our bodies with the respect that they deserve, and listening to our hearts with empathy. We won't be perfect, and that's okay. Perfection, it's an illusion, a shadow that vanishes when you try to grasp it, like smoke. With each breath, let's channel the energy of self-love. And with each movement, let's create an act of grace. In the stillness between your breaths, affirm your worth and let the shadows of doubt melt away in the soft glow of acceptance. For today, we cast off that heavy armor of self-criticism and we step into the quiet, formidable strength that lives within. Let the essence of Ahimsa transform your practice, and let this space become a sanctuary of peace and gentleness, a place where your soul can rest and heal. So let's get situated on your mat, and let us begin with a round of breath work. What is up, beautiful people? So we'll start with a round of belly breathing. So go ahead and place your hands on either side of your ribs and take a big breath in, feeling those lungs, feeling your ribs expand. And as you exhale, feel peace coming over your body. Let's take another big inhale in and this time when you release, go ahead and let a smile creep across your face. Allow your breath to flow naturally here. In and out. Just take one more last breath in and exhale. Now we'll go on ahead and move into our first asana. So bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall as close to the mat as they can. Now let's maintain that peaceful state of mind you just created during our breath work. Big inhale in and fully exhale out. Let's go ahead and take our right hand and place it on our left knee and moving our left hand back behind our body and fully turning our torso to the left side. Now here, we want to make sure that our back remains straight, fully elongating from the bottom of our spine all the way up to our neck. Now when you're ready, let's go ahead and swap sides, bringing our left hand over to our right knee. Here in our revolved butterfly pose, we are building strength in our middle and upper back while we stretch out our arms and our shoulders, making sure to keep our chest lifted. On your next exhale, let's go ahead and release this pose and we'll move onto all fours, coming into our cat-cow. We want to keep those knees directly under our hips and our wrist in line with our shoulders. So go ahead and take a big inhale in as you press through your shoulder blades and exhale as you drop your belly. Another inhale in, pushing through your palms, out through your shoulder blades, and release. Let's flow through one more time and make this one count. And exhale. Now let's release it on back, coming into our child's pose, extending those arms out in front. On your inhale, we're going to flow forward into our plank pose. And exhale, coming into your child's pose. Shoot forward into plank. Keeping our shoulders in direct alignment with our wrists. Go ahead and lower those knees and press those hips back into your child's pose. Let's go ahead and release those hips and come into our first downward facing dog. Feel free to walk it out or give a little hip sway since this is our first down dog of this class. Let's step to the front of our mat and go ahead and roll up, and let's prepare for our first sun salutation. So on your inhale, let's send those hands straight up to the sky, and exhale as we fall forward, bending from the hips into our forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, and exhale, sending that right foot to the back of our mat. Sending our left foot to meet our right. Let's go ahead and lower those knees, bringing your chest and chin close to the mat. We're going to go ahead and push up through our hands, coming into our upward facing dog. Send our hips up to the sky, coming into our downward facing dog. You are more than welcome to bend those knees, especially if you're experiencing any tight hamstrings. While we rest here, we want to make sure that our tailbone is pointing towards the sky, our back is as straight as possible, and our shoulders are pulled back from our ears. Let's bring that right foot to the front of our mat in between our hands, coming into our runner's lunge, stretching out that hamstring, bringing our left foot to meet our right. Go ahead and inhale halfway up. As you empty those lungs, we're going to roll all the way up into our mountain pose, sending our hands straight to the sky. We're going to flow through our sun salutation A one more time. Take a big inhale in, bringing our hands together above our head. On your exhale, let's fold forward, bending from our hips into our forward fold. Bringing your fingertips to the mat, coming into your half forward fold. Let's go ahead and send that right foot back to the back of the mat again. Releasing that left foot to meet the right. Let's go ahead and lower through our chaturanga. Let's push through those hands, coming into our upward facing dog. Send our hips up to the sky, coming into our downward facing dog. Now here's a good time to really tune in to the beat of your own heart and allow your body to just relax here with a few natural breaths. On your exhale, let's go ahead and send that right foot to the front of the mat in between our hands, bringing our left to meet our right. Let's inhale halfway up. Exhale as we fold forward. Let's roll up into our mountain pose. Flowing right into our sun salutation B. Go ahead and sit those hips back, coming into our chair pose. Let's fold forward. And exhale as you raise halfway up. Stepping both feet to the back of our mat. Let's flow through our chaturanga. Inhale as we raise up into our upward facing dog. And exhale coming into our down dog. Let's bring our left foot forward as we ground that right heel, fully extending our upper body into our warrior one. Bringing our hands back down to the mat, let's flow through our chaturanga. Inhale into our upward facing dog and exhale into our down dog. Let's bring in that right foot in between our hands, grounding that left heel and raising our hands and upper body into our warrior one. Go ahead and exhale, bringing those hands back to the mat. You know what to do. Flow through into your upward facing dog and exhale into our down dog. Let's tune into our body, picking up our heartbeat and just fully relax here. As you release your last exhale here, let's go ahead and step to the front of our mat. Take a big inhale in, raising to our half forward fold. Exhale as we set those hips back into our chair pose and go ahead and release. Let's run through that sun sal one more time. So big inhale in, raise your hands high, and exhale as you sit those hips back into your chair, fully extending those arms, and go ahead and lower into your forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, and exhale as we send those feet to the back of the mat. Let's flow through our chaturanga. Inhale as you press into your up dog, and exhale into down dog. Let's send that left leg to the front of our mat, ground our right heel, and raise our arms up into our warrior one. Go ahead and exhale as we flow through our chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale as you press into down dog. Send that right foot to the front of our mat now, grounding that left, releasing our upper body into our warrior one. Go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat, lowering ourselves into our chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, sending those hips back into your down dog. Feel free to take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, let's go ahead and bend those knees, step into the front of our mat. Inhale into half forward fold, exhale into forward fold. Sit those hips back into our chair pose. On your next exhale, let's go ahead and release our chair pose and get into plank position. And let's raise our right leg. Our wrist, elbows, and shoulders are all in alignment. Let's fully extend our right leg into the air, coming into our three-legged dog. On your next inhale, let's bring that right knee into our chest and fully extend on our exhale. And bring that knee into your chest again. And exhale into three-legged dog. Tuck that knee in and kick it back out. And for our last time, big inhale in, bringing it close to our chin. And exhale as we extend it out. Bending that right knee, we want to keep our right foot flexed and make sure that our shoulders are staying square with our mat. This is a great pose to really open up our hip space. On your exhale, let's bring that right foot and place it in between our hands at the front of our mat, coming into our runner's lunge. Now feel free to grab blocks if you do have a set of them. If you don't, go ahead and grab a stack of books. That'll also help do the same thing. And just bring the floor a little bit closer to our hands, keeping our body in absolute alignment while we're in this pose. We want to make sure that that right knee is in line with that right ankle. Floating into our warrior three, we're going to go ahead and extend that right leg, bringing the left leg up. We're going to make a T here with our body. Feel free to keep your hands on your blocks, on your mat, You can bring them into prayer position at your heart center, or even place them on your hips if that helps you balance. Let's lower that left leg with control back down to the mat. And we're going to heel toe our right foot all the way to the left side of our mat as we drop that right knee and tuck that right foot into our hip area. Now fully extend here with your arms, opening up your chest. Also feel free to grab those blocks if that helps you provide a little bit more arch in that back. On your next exhale, let's activate that left foot and bring that right foot back in between our hands. Let's go ahead and bring our hands into prayer position and place that left elbow on the outside of our right knee. Feel free to bring that left knee back to the mat if that helps you maintain a little bit more stability here. Another variation you can try is bringing that left palm down to the mat on the inside of that right foot as you fully extend that right arm to the sky. Now once you feel nice and sturdy here, we're going to go ahead and bring that left foot to meet our right, keeping our torso twisted as we come into our revolved chair. Make sure to keep those hips as low as you can. On your next exhale, we're going to leave our lower body exactly where it is as we turn our upper body to face the front of our mat and extend your arms up above your head. You can keep your gaze straight forward or bring your eyes to your hands. I know those thighs are burning, but y'all keep holding. We are almost done. On your next exhale, let's release. Good job, guys. Let's heel toe both our feet to the outsides of our mat. We want our toes facing the outside corners of our mat as we lower into our garland pose. On your inhale, let's raise those hips up into a forward fold and exhale back down into our garland. Inhale, forward fold, turning our toes to the front of our mat. And exhale, turning our toes to the outside corners of our mat as we lower back down into our squat. Let's heel toe those feet back to the center of our mat and go ahead and come down into a plank-like pose. Let's lower our bodies with control here, placing our hands on either side of our chest as we raise our upper bodies. Our knees and our thighs stay on the mat, while from our hips up is off the mat. On our next exhale, let's go ahead and lower our upper bodies. We're going to release our hands and send them to the front of our mat as we use our glutes to lift our legs, coming into our locust pose. Keep holding for just a few more seconds. Y'all got this. Okay, now let's go ahead and release our bodies. And we're actually going to come back into our one-legged plank. We're going to repeat the whole entire sequence on our opposite side. So lifting our left leg, allowing it to float behind us while we make sure that our shoulders, elbows, and wrists are in alignment. Keeping our back as flat as we can. To send our left leg even higher into the sky, coming into our three-legged dog, fully extending, making a straight line from our left toes to our hands. Now on your inhale, go ahead and bring it to your chest. Exhale as you release that left leg back into the air. Inhale, chest. Exhale, send it back up. Inhale, chest. And exhale. Go ahead and take one more big inhale in and release. Now when you're ready, let's bend that left knee, flexing that left foot, making sure that our hips are stacked one on top of the other. We want to keep our shoulders square to the mat. Inhaling through our nose and release your exhale as you bring that left foot in between your hands Now remember, feel free to grab those blocks or stack of books at any time. Making sure our arms are straight, our chest is up and open, and our lower half is very strong and sturdy. Keeping our left knee in direct alignment with our left ankle. As you release your last exhale in this asana, we are going to lift our lower body into our warrior three, allowing our right leg to float behind us. Now here you can keep using your blocks if that gives you some support. You can also bend that left leg if it helps you balance a little bit more. Keeping our core tight and our eyes locked in will help us to not wobble or fall over. When you're ready, let's bring that right foot back down to the mat as we heel toe our left foot to the right side of our mat, laying our knee and thigh down as we make sure that that right leg is in the middle of our mat, and press through your hands as you engage your upper body, keeping our spine and neck in alignment. We're going to bring that left foot in between our hands. We're going to go ahead and bring our right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Now here you can keep that right knee on the mat if that helps stabilize you. When you're ready, we are going to bring that right foot to the front of our mat to meet our left, keeping our upper body twisted as we lower those hips into our revolved chair. Now your gaze can either stay on the mat or you can look to the left side of your body. Let's release our upper half as we keep our lower half in our chair, and with control we are going to raise our heels off the mat, coming into our chair variation on our tiptoes. You can keep your hands at your heart center or you can release them to your hips. And release, bringing those heels back down to the mat. Feel free to walk those legs out. We're going to come into our forward fold, bending from our hinge, from our hips. We want to make sure that our lower back is as straight as we can make it. And go ahead and place those hands on the mat. Let's go ahead and sit our hips back down to our mat. And we're going to come into our boat pose. So engaging our core, we are going to lift our legs. You can keep them bent or straight here, whichever helps you maintain this posture. And we're going to send our arms to the front of our mat. Remember to bring your focus back to your breath. And release. Good job, guys. Y'all are killing it in this class. So let's go ahead and bring those legs into our chest. And we're going to wrap our arms around our legs, coming into our cosmic egg. Let's go ahead and release our entire body, sending our legs to the front of our mat. Go ahead and placing our hands behind our bodies, making sure our fingers are facing the front, and press those hips up to the sky, coming into our upward plank. Now with control, we're going to release our hips back down to the mat as we slowly roll our head up, bringing our arms to meet our feet, and vertebrae by vertebrae going ahead and laying back into our corpse pose, our savasana. While in this asana, I would like to ask you to give your body permission to fully release here. Let everything go. Whatever is in your mind, however your body may be feeling, allow it to just drift away like a leaf on a river. Sometimes placing one hand on your heart center and one on your stomach gives you the ability to focus a little bit more on your breath, keeping your mind here in this present moment. As we bring our practice to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey that we've undertaken today. We've wandered through the shadows of our minds. We faced our inner demons. Every time that inner voice told you, this pose is too hard, you can't hold it. I can't. You lit up your path with the gentle yet powerful flame of Ahimsa, nonviolence. In this sacred space, we've learned that true strength lies not within the relentless perfection, but in the quiet act of embracing ourselves, fears, flaws, and all. Remember that the real battle isn't fought against the world outside of us, but within the confines of our own minds. The harsh words of our inner critic, they may echo, but today you've proven that they don't define who you are. You've shown that compassion isn't weakness, it's the fiercest form of courage. So as you step back into your world today, carry with you the essence of Ahimsa. Let it be your shield against the pressures of life, and a reminder that you are deserving of the same kindness you so freely give to others. When doubt starts to creep in, recall the strength that you have found here, that you embodied here, and let it guide you back to this place of peace and self-acceptance. This mat that you lay on is your sanctuary, your refuge. Return to it whenever you need, and let the lessons of today continue to nourish your soul. I want to thank you for sharing this space, this time, and this journey with me. May you walk your path with grace and unwavering compassion for yourself. When you're ready, let's bring some feeling and movement back into those toes, into those fingertips. Let's take a big breath in, extending your hands above your head and stretching out those toes, giving yourself a good full body extension here. Go ahead and turn onto your side, coming into your fetal position. Let's come back to the center of our mats, coming into our easy pose. And let's just rest here for just a few breaths, really feeling what it feels like to be in this new version that we've created, enjoying the space that we have made within our bodies. Let's take a big breath in, extending those hands high above your head. And bring your prayer hands down to your third eye, really thanking it for being open to today's practice, for being open and connected to our divine creator. Let's bring those hands down to our heart center, thanking ourselves for showing up today. You could have been anywhere else. You could still be in bed, but you decided to get up and to show up for yourself. Placing your hands over your heart, thank that big, powerful, beautiful muscle for beating just for you, for guiding you and loving you all your life. Let's wrap those bat wings around ourselves, really enjoying what it feels like to be loved by you. And last but not least, I thank you for showing up here today and meeting me on our mats. I bow to the divine, powerful being that lives within you. May you go forth and have a beautiful day today. Later.